Hey there, YouTube. Does anybody think this old Galaxie is actually ever going to get on the road? I'm starting to doubt that myself, but anyway, we have all new plug wires, new spark plugs, cleaned the carburetor up a little bit after the rebuild a couple years ago. It does have a new fuel pump. We did the new fuel tank. It really starts and runs pretty well, but we have a new problem here. I'll fire it up real quick and show you what's going on. There's a bunch of footage that we'll go ahead and cut out. It looks a little wet above the carburetor. Maybe we'll do a different video now that we have fuel pushing its way everywhere. Of course, the other night it was running just fine, so. Okay, after a minor issue where the float stuck and we decided to pump fuel all over the engine, we now have it running, idling somewhat decently, but here's what we've got going on. As soon as we come off idle, we have a serious misfire. So I just happened to, when I was doing the tune-up, have my timing light out, and I noted that I was losing spark as soon as I came off idle on, let's see, I think 6, 3, 7, and 8. So we fiddled around a little bit. I also have new points in here. Checked the gap on that, checked a few things, and no noticeable movement in the distributor. But as soon as I unplugged the advance, we should be able to better there. Something goofy with the advance plate, I believe. Anyway, I'm not going to troubleshoot it any further. We have a new distributor for it, and we're going to throw that in to see what happens here. Hopefully the HEI distributor is going to clear our air cleaner. So anyway, I guess I can be showing you my beautiful face or something else besides this thing just running. But we're going to stab a distributor in here and get it timed back up and see what we get. I cannot see or feel any play in the distributor, in the bushing, but as soon as the vacuum advance starts to pull on there, it goes goofy. So I'm not real sure what's going on in there. I don't claim to be an expert with these things. I can make them run, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and throw a different distributor in there and see what happens. Okay, here's the goodies. An HEI distributor from Speedway Motors, and then, well, that's for my tractor, a pigtail for power and tack, and then some spark plug wires, another brand new set of those. As you can see, considerably bigger, so we're hoping that that's going to actually fit. We'll get after it here. problems we're going to have to address here. One being, we have a monstrous distributor here, and our air cleaner is not very well. This is approximately where it needs to sit, and as you can see, I think about a 2-inch riser for our air cleaner would take care of it. I'm gonna have to do some measuring and see if that would clear the hood. We could possibly do a 1/2-inch carb spacer also on top of the factory spacer that's in there. I'm not sure what we're gonna have for hood clearance here, so that may be an issue. Really kind of wanted to use this HEI distributor, but we may not be able to. Otherwise, it'll just be a matter of hooking up our positive wire, wherever that's laying now, right here. Put that up for our battery power and get it timed, I guess. We'll see what we get here. It also seems like this angle or this bevel on this distributor is not going to work quite as well. This doesn't have that bevel on there, so I may have to put a slight bevel on this hole down here in order to get that to fit right. It seems like it needs a longer bolt, but I don't think that's the long-term solution there, so keep working. We're also going to have to do a little angling on our fuel line here. It's hitting the distributor right there, putting a little pressure on there, so I think we can just bend our hard line. Otherwise I can make this rubber portion a little bit longer too. These are just compression fittings here, so we'll maybe do some of this off camera. Okay, we've got it installed. We have some serious wire management issues here. They're just laying in here, don't fit quite as nicely as I would like to, and they're already molded, so I can't change the length of them at all. But anyway, those are some MSD Street Fire wires. They came in a package deal with this HEI distributor from Speedway, so that's why I got those. I do have vacuum plugged off right now, but shouldn't be an issue, but we'll make sure that it's not. We have the fuel line bent a little bit, so we don't have anything going on there. We went ahead and put our new pigtail and wire in there, used open flames to melt some heat shrink right next to the carburetor, and we should be close enough. I still don't have anything figured out for the hold down clamp, but we should be close enough here that it will run. We can kind of get it base timed once it warms up. I did not pre-fire that. Just lined everything up with my marks. Try not to stick my finger in the fan here, but we will see if we can get set it at 10 just to get us close here. There's at 12. Seemed like it picked up just a little bit. We'll let it continue to warm up here and see what we get. a pretty good misfire, but our cylinders are not dropping out. Although I guess we can check the ones that were dropping off before. This is one of them. Actually, not running too bad there. Alright guys, I think this thing is drivable at this point. We'll continue to work through problems that come along. We do have to address our clearance issue here. I just wanted to get the timing set so I could see where all of this stuff was going to be. But we will, we may even notch out the air cleaner. I'm not sure. Here's the front of it. And as you can see, the air cleaner is this big. So we could put a notch in there. Could leave that open just to get going. At least have an air filter on there. So we'll see what we come up with. I guess we could just get rid of this. Too, we could get an 8-inch base, put our lid back on there. That would give us an opportunity or an option also, but we'd be sucking hot air right off the top of the engine. We'll see what we decide to do here. But it is running. I think we can drive it and continue to work through our issues. Okay, boys and girls, this might be a temporary solution also. As you can see, it's pretty tight, but this is an air cleaner off of a 79 F-150 with a 302 with a 1/2-inch spacer. That would clear. So that is probably an option. This one might not be our best example, but we could put a filter on there and we could make that work. As I say, maybe with just a 1/2-inch spacer. Wouldn't be factory, but it would filter air. Alright, I started wiggling the wires to try to get them located where I wanted them. Just looking like it wasn't the second grade class from Sioux Falls or Harrisburg that did this. Anyway, and I noticed that my distributor is moving around again, so I'm going to have to retime it quick. But I was looking at our hold down, and I think if I just slot this hole a little bit, like a lot of distributors have anyway, I should be able to just slide it back off of that bevel that is on this HEI distributor. So we're just going to go ahead and grab the die grinder and slot that hole a little bit. Okay, we not only slotted this, we egg-shaped it. We made it kind of a mess, but I think our bolt is going to go in. Our clamp is going to hold. Okay, I like how that's going to fit. I'll go ahead, retime, clamp that down, and then we'll get these wires where we want them. Okay, I've got my wires sort of routed where I want them. I'm just going to use some zip ties to hold them in place for now, and then we're going to have to find a more permanent solution at some point. Not sure if I can get this in the camera, but anyway, put a zip tie around here. This is one of those things that is always a temporary thing, and then it kind of just becomes permanent. And we'll put a zip tie in between each wire. Slide that to the bottom. Now, if this is your permanent solution, of course, you want to put all your zip tie heads to the bottom make it look sort of decent. I think we're going to do one more here. Probably do one more. Maybe actually just tie it right to the brake line there, and that should hold everything right about where we want it. Okay, this is kind of a mess here, but as we tighten things up, it kind of sorts itself out. Ourselves a flush cutter, and at least looks somewhat decent. It's still not great, but working with the wires that we've got here, maybe do one more over here. I just didn't have quite the right length of wires to do exactly what I wanted, but anyway, for now it's going to work. Here's where our video should end, but I'll include a bonus blooper ending for you too. We're going to cut the video off right here. We'll just go ahead and start it up. It does seem to start pretty good now. It always has started fairly well. We'll probably cut that out.